The American Center for Law and Justice is calling on the Pentagon to cut ties with an anti-Christian extremist. Atheist Mickey Weinstein recently met with high military officials as an advisor on religious tolerance. Weinstein also has a long track record of attacking Christians using words like monsters, hate groups, and diehard enemies of the Constitution. He even compared military Christians sharing their faith to spiritual rape, calling it a form of treason. Weinstein said officers who do that should face a court-martial. Jordan Seculo of the American Center for Law and Justice joins us now. Jordan, these statements are so extreme. Who is this group and this guy at the top?
Well, Mikey Weinstein is a Air Force Academy graduate. He served our armed forces, and for that, we're thankful for his service. That doesn't mean, however, that he's qualified or the right person in any means to be advising the Pentagon on religious affairs. Let me point out two things off the top. First, Mikey Weinstein has an organization called Military Religious Freedom Foundation. He talks tough. You just said that from some of the nasty things he's called Christians, and he's even said that he'll fight to the death if he has to religious intolerance here in the United States. I mean, what a joke. What fight is that? But second, go look on his website. I mean, you'll never find it because it's not there. Any victories he's had. He hasn't won anything. And the fact is, the reason why he hasn't won anything is because the problems he's talking about are made up. There are issues here and there, but nothing that's been actionable legally. So for someone who talks such a big game, maybe he should go to parts of the world where religious persecution is real, because in the United States, to use that word persecution is a bit extreme. And then, of course, what he calls Christians just makes it wrong. He is the intolerance that he condemns.
Okay, especially for those of us who cover this on a daily basis. Who has this guy been meeting with at the Pentagon, and why are they listening to him?
He has been meeting with their press team, their legal team, and we've had some issues with the military when it comes to military chaplains. Let's not forget that. When we have had issues with chaplains having the ability to do their job as their faith dictates, we've had to go to the top through the Air Force, the Navy, and also at DOD and the Pentagon. They make their general counsel's office comes up with regulations that identify what is and what isn't appropriate. And this is how I think muddled the issue has become. The Department of Defense has said it's okay to evangelize, but not proselytize. Now, you don't talk about splitting hairs, because if you look in the dictionary, evangelize and proselytize are synonyms for each other. You can use words, switch them out. And to act as if military members are supposed to understand the difference there or somehow define that, this is exactly what Mikey Weinstein wants.
Well, General Jerry Boykin has said that he believes there is an agenda here to remove Christianity from the military altogether, and that people behind it feel the Obama administration is sympathetic to their goal. What's your take?
Well, Mikey said that. Mikey Weinstein, who has not had success in court, has had success in the mainstream media, and has said that this administration more secular than ever before. He's got the Air Force Academy, his kind of home base, and probably the one with the most trouble that's been caused for Christians, the most confusion, adopting an uncomfortable standard. Now, that is a standard that is not applicable in law. So, again, this is very real, and he's using the Obama administration's endorsement of secularism to try to push his message.
Real quick, you're calling on the Pentagon to cut ties with this group. Have you had any response?
The Pentagon has been backpedaling since this became a story, and I thank the other organizations as well, the CBN, for covering it. And I do think that as long as we push, they just need to stop being afraid of Mikey Weinstein. He says mean words, but he doesn't back it up with any action in court. He's not successful, so you're going to have to put up with his words, but that doesn't mean you have to meet with him or kowtow to him.
Indeed. Jordan Seculo of the American Center for Law and Justice, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Ephraim.